Welcome to a series of netcasts brought to you by Yale University. I'm Ron Vaccaro, and we're here at the Kipeth Pool in Payne Whitney Gym. And it's the honor to be joined by Deb Gruen, Yale swimmer, and has qualified for the Paralympics in Beijing this summer and will be representing the United States come September. And to just talk about what an honor that is to know that you're going to be there and representing the United States and Yale in front of the world.
Well, first of all, when I found out last Sunday that I was going to be qualifying for the Paralympics, and I was completely overcome with just such happiness because I worked so hard for it, and I'm so proud to be representing Yale there. I only wish I was able to walk around the Paralympic Village in all of my Yale clothing, but unfortunately I can't because you can only wear U.S. Paralympic clothing because you can't represent any other logos. But I wish I would just shout it to the world that I'm here, I'm for Yale, but I'm also very excited to represent my country in Beijing.
Maybe you could find a way to get a t-shirt underneath a jacket or something that you could have at least Yale on you at some point.
Yeah, at some point. And plus, sometimes I wear my Yale cap to practice, so then everyone else from the other countries, because they've all heard of Yale, go, oh, you swim for Yale, can I have a Yale cap? Okay.
Well, Yale certainly has meant a lot to the international swimming community. And for you, just talk about what the journey has been like to get there. It's an honor, as you said, to be at the Paralympics, but what has it taken to get there?
Well, I've really been training for Beijing for the past 4 years. I went to Athens in 2004 for the Paralympics, represented the United States, and then afterwards I came back and said, all right, I did this well and I want to do better. When I returned as a junior in high school at that time, and I was just looking at colleges, and one of the really important things that I focused on in my college search was I did this well at the Paralympics in 2004, I won a bronze medal, I want to get better. And when I came here, I talked with Frank and I talked with all the coaches here and said I want to improve. And I felt like at Yale, because of the long history of swimming and because they were so receptive towards me and my needs and everything that it would take for me to get better, I knew that this was the place for me. So I've been just training and improving and working on my breaststroke, and then you saw the results last week.
And they were excellent results. I want to talk about Athens for a minute.
Sure.
Because for me, that was the first Olympics that I covered and was over there for the Olympics, and covering that and where it all began in Greece, it was special just to cover it. And as an athlete, to be over there in Athens, the birthplace really of this brand of sport, what was that like?
Well, it was very overwhelming and it was very nerve-wracking. It was a great learning experience. Living in the village and seeing your competitors walk into the dining hall to eat breakfast was a new thing for me because I'd never been in such close contact with them. And they're so huge. I'm really short. And to see them, I was like, oh, I have to race against this person? But also just the adrenaline of going up for finals of the night of my 100 breaststroke, and just looking into the crowd, and it was packed. And there is no other experience. Like getting ready to swim your race, then finishing your race and watching the American flag raise and knowing that you are making the flag raise, it's amazing. And it was very nerve-wracking. I met a lot of people from all over the world. But my team was very supportive the whole time. The U.S. Paralympic team was sitting there in the stands. We all watched each other swim. It was a good learning experience, and I'm happy I get the chance to do it again in Beijing.
And you're a local product here at Yale, from Hamden Hall.
Yes.
You're a valedictorian there.
Yes.
And what did you look at other schools, or why would you look anywhere when you've got Yale in your backyard?
Because I'm local, and I thought that it would be a really good thing for me to get away. Yale was not my first choice in the very beginning. However, it slowly grew on me because, first of all, I met with the disability coordinator here, and I felt like my needs were going to be accommodated. There was a transportation here. The infrastructure of Yale is great. Yale students are absolutely fabulous. They'll hold my lunch tray. They'll open doors for me. You don't even have to ask them. They'll just do it for you. And also it's a very flat campus aside from Science Hill, which makes getting around easier for me. Not having to go up 5,000 hills to get to class every day is nice. That means I can get to class and I'm not out of breath. And I can really focus on academics. Also, the teachers here are interested in teaching and in developing relationships with their students. They're very approachable, and I really like that here. Whereas at some of the other larger universities, I wasn't so sure I was going to be able to develop that same relationship.
Some of the teachers don't even confine themselves to the classroom at Yale. You learn outside, and one of the things I remember when I was a freshman, I heard that you learn more from your fellow students than you will even from your teachers. And have you found that too?
Yeah, the conversations I have in the dining hall, they're absolutely hilarious. Like, you'll have a debate on what's going on in the Middle East. You'll have a debate on the Iraqi war, and there's no hard feelings. You walk away and you know, wow, I just learned something new. Instead of, oh, I hate this person. How could they disagree with my point of view? So just eating dinner with the students is it's a learning experience. What more could you ask for?
What's been your favorite part of the Yale swimming experience?
One of the things I really like is attending the Harvard-Yale-Princeton meet, which we have every year. First of all, the kids at that meet are absolutely astonishing because not only are they stellar swimmers, but they're good students as well. And just being in the same area with all of these kids from Harvard, Yale, and Princeton, the top 3 universities in the country, you just have to take a step back and realize, wow, I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe I get to share the same pool with Alex Riggy. You know, I mean, I can't even believe when I get to practice with him. He's so fast and so nice and humble. And then the other kids from the other universities are nice as well. It was actually funny because in Minnesota last week at the Paralympic Trials, there was a girl from Harvard that was there, and her coach was there as well, and I needed a shoulder to help me start, and my coach from Yale was on the right, and then the Harvard coach was on the left, and someone said, only at the Paralympics would you ever see Harvard and Yale combining to help a kid. So, sorry, back to the point, HYP is a great experience, and I just love meeting people from these different universities.
Well, it's been incredible to watch your development, and you set your goal after Athens of improving, and you've done that. And now Beijing comes next, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
You talked about debate that happens in the dining hall amongst Yale. There's no debate that Deb Gruen is a star for Yale swimming and will represent the United States and Yale proudly in Beijing come September. And for now, we thank you for joining us on this netcast brought to you by Yale University.